everybody. Welcome to this special edition of Open House. Today I am joined by Elly Cooke, and this program is a program that gets people together and we celebrate pretty much all the happenings going on in our local community. So yeah, thanks for being here. My name is Rebekah Foster, and I will be your guest host for today. But yeah, we have Elly Cooke with us. Elly, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
It's so good to be here.
Oh, I'm so excited. So this is my first time interviewing anybody, actually, and I'm so excited because it's my first time interviewing like someone that I look up to in this community.
Oh,
so
thank you so much. I'm honored to be the first person you ever interviewed.
I know, this is so much fun. So yeah, so where are you from? I know you're from this local area, but where do you say that you're from?
So I'm from Gettysburg.
Okay.
I was born and raised there, and I'm still there today. And yeah, I love it there.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So you're still living in Gettysburg. And how long have you been doing music for now?
So my parents will joke and say that I started singing when I was, a kid, a baby. I was always making up songs in my crib when I was little. But I really got into music when I picked up the guitar at 14. My dad had a guitar, and it was just kind of, sitting around the house, and no one played it. And one day he showed me a couple chords on it. And
you were like, that's
I was like, this is, yeah. And so he, would go to work during the days and then come home at night and teach me guitar. But after the first night, I was too impatient. So I just ended up looking up stuff online on YouTube and tried to teach myself.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So can you think of like a moment in time where, so you're getting interested in music, you're picking up guitar. Was there a moment in time where you were like, okay, this is it. Like, I want to do this now for the next foreseeable future?
For sure. I've always kind of like knew that I loved music, but I don't think it was until I went to my first concert. My first concert was Hunter Hayes. He's a country artist, that sings the song Wanted. Like some people know that song. But he came to Gettysburg and sang at the Gettysburg College. And I went to see him when I was about 15. And just seeing that concert, that was my very first concert, my first experience. He had so much energy on stage and just really got the whole audience involved. And it just felt so inspiring to me to be there and experience music like that for the first time.
Right.
So that really kind of planted a seed in me and kind of showed me that that's what I wanted to do.
Right, like this is possible kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And so I ended up writing a song about that concert. I went to the concert and then I wrote a song about my experience. It's called Girl in the Crowd. Really cheesy. And I'm not playing it today, but it's out there.
Yeah.
And I ended up seeing Hunter Hayes again a couple years after that and played him the song. And he was very encouraging to me. And ever since then, he's kind of just been there. He invited me to sing with him at one of his shows a couple years ago. So it was kind of a full circle moment. But I think being at his concert and then kind of that leading into me writing one of the first songs that I really liked kind of, was what got me into it.
Right.
And got me serious about it.
Wow, that's amazing. So what would you then describe kind of your style now? I know that's a hard question, especially for musicians, but just sort of, a generalized idea of the kind of style that you do.
Well, I was influenced by a lot of country music growing up. So that's definitely strong roots in me. A lot of, classic country, but also I like some of the newer stuff that kind of dives into more of a pop sound.
Yeah.
I really prefer acoustic sounds, and I'm a huge fan of you and your acoustic playing. It's amazing. You're so good.
Thank you.
But I guess I would say I also was inspired by a lot of worship music because I'm a worship leader, and I also really enjoy that music as well. So somewhere in between country and gospel, I would say, but with an acoustic flair.
Yeah.
And some pop sounds as well. I'm really inspired by artists like Ed Sheeran, some stuff from Taylor Swift, and Charlie Puth, and there's a lot of other artists I like outside of country.
Yeah. And for those who are curious, so I think I said I've been on this, on community media, I think about a year ago. And me and Elly have kind of like crossed paths
Yeah.
like many times with our music. So it's kind of a full circle moment. Like
really is.
being able to like sit here with you and actually like hear your whole story. So this is super fun. But anyway, so with that in mind, let's hear one of these songs.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I kind of have a story about this one. Like I said, I got into music with my dad really inspired me with his guitar and teaching me guitar. And around that time, he would sign me up for talent shows.
Okay.
And so I would go and just like play one song, you know, because that was a really easy way to get into performing. You only had to play one song.
Right.
So I would play a lot of talent shows, and I was signed up for one, and I didn't know what song to play. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna write one to play. And so I kind of just like randomly wrote this song in my bedroom, and it ended up on my first album, and I still enjoy playing it to this day. Most of the time, my old songs I don't really want to play, but this is one that has kind of stuck with me.
That's awesome.
And it's just about, you know, following your dreams and following your heart, because, you know, you're never too old or too young to have a dream and to chase it. So
Amen.
that's what the song is
Sweet.
about, and it's called Dreamer.
Got a suitcase, but all my yesterdays I left them all at home. 'Cause I got a dream to chase, and there just ain't no way I got extra room for you. And for doubting myself, I ain't doubting myself. I'm a dreamer. I live my life with my head up in the clouds, and I have this dream that someday I'm gonna fly up and just never come down. I got the world to see, and it's all right at my feet. I just gotta get up and go. I know I might sound naive, but sometimes that's a pretty thing. I just live off what I know, and what I know is I ain't doubting myself. I ain't doubting myself. 'Cause I'm a dreamer. I live my life with my head up in the clouds, and I have this dream that someday I'm gonna fly up and just never come down. It keeps getting better, and I keep getting closer to where I need to be. It keeps tasting sweeter, and it's scary, but I keep diving deeper. I'm making my dreams reality. I'm a dreamer. I live my life with my head up in the clouds. I have this dream that someday I'm gonna fly up and just never come down. No, never come down. No, you can't bring me down. No, you can't bring me down. You can't bring me down. You can't bring me down. I got a suitcase, but all my yesterdays I left them all at home.
Oh my gosh, that's
Thank you.
amazing. What I love watching you is that each time I watch you, you seem to get like a little bit better too. So that's just like cool seeing you from, I guess it was several years ago now, and then to
a
now.
while ago.
So
Thank you.
that's amazing. So I'm curious. So you said is your dad musical? Is that what you said? Because
Yeah, so he
okay.
plays a little guitar. He, had a guitar and he, can play a couple riffs on it. He knows his way around it. He knows chords.
Yeah,
And so
gotcha.
he showed me my first couple chords.
Oh, okay, and
Yeah.
then it just sort of took, and then you saw
Yes.
Hunter Hayes, and then it just sort of like
Exactly.
took
Yeah.
off
Then I was
after that.
addicted to going to concerts and
Nice.
all things music.
Okay, so were you? Because I know your brother.
Yeah.
He's really musical
Yes,
too.
he is.
Do you have other members in the family that are really musical as well?
So I have a younger brother, Drew Cook. Shout out. And
Yes,
then
he's amazing.
He is.
Yes.
And then I have a younger sister. Her name's Anna, and she doesn't do music like we do, but she is actually a really great singer. She can pick out harmonies probably better than Drew and I can.
Wow.
And she's just really natural at music. And so I do have a lot of memories with both of them, just kind of like enjoying music together. We would put on a show for our family every Thanksgiving. We'd call it the Thanksgiving show. And I was the older sister, the older bossy sister. So I made them practice in my room for hours on Thanksgiving Day and the day before and probably the day before that.
That's so cute.
Yeah, and we would do like dances, singing. We'd play guitar. We'd do like little skits. So that's kind of like my first experience performing was like in front of my family on Thanksgiving. And
Gotcha.
we'd all hang out for hours and just kind of, enjoy music together.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's crazy to me because it seems like you have like some music from like, your dad and maybe some other influences, but then it kind of seems like your whole family sort of got the music bug.
I know. I don't really know
So-
how that happened. My mom can she can sing too, and she sang in school, but they weren't like really serious about it.
Right.
I think they just really passed on the love of music too. I think that was a really big thing because, honestly, some of my earliest memories from childhood, we were listening to music together in the living room. My parents would play country music, worship music, and just all sorts of music growing up, and we were just always surrounded by that. And
That makes sense. Yeah.
every evening we'd have like a family dance party, and
Yeah.
so I think that's kind of how we got influenced to do
That
music.
sounds very similar to my family. So it was pretty much the exact
Yeah.
same thing growing up,
my gosh.
where when my parents were like quasi musical,
Yeah, yeah.
is what I call it. But then we just listen to music all the time. And then I think when you have siblings and one person just kind of starts being interested and it
Right.
kind of has like this ripple effect.
Yeah.
And then it's like this thing that sort of like feeds itself. Do you know what I mean? Do you kind of feel
that's
like that?
exactly what happened
Yeah.
because when I had learned guitar, I think maybe about 2 years after, then Drew, I remember he walked into my room with the guitar one day and he's like, "Hey, Elly, can you show me how to play?" And I showed him a couple
Wow.
chords and now he's like incredible. And I
Yeah.
can't take any credit for, his talent and stuff, but it is weird to kind of think back and, see how it did have that ripple effect,
Right, right.
because we were homeschooled, so we were always together also. So we just kind of did things together.
Yes. Yeah. And I was going to ask that next because, you just said it, but I was
Yeah.
homeschooled as well. And I think depending on how you go about it, I think it can sort of foster this environment where it's
Yeah.
like, okay, you're with each other all the time. And then you have time, right?
Right.
To just sort of
Yeah.
explore what you like and what you want out of life sort of thing.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way?
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. And that was honestly one of the reasons my parents decided to homeschool us was to kind of give us that time and space to focus on just the things that we really, like the directions we wanted to head in life and kind of the things that we wanted to work on. And it's crazy to think back and realize that music was that for pretty much all of us. And it was really
That's so
special,
cool.
kind of getting to learn and grow musically, especially with Drew, because he really takes it seriously as well. It's just special that we had that time, before we began performing out and, calling it our job,
Right. Wow, that's so special.
Yeah.
My gosh. Well, on that note, let's hear another song. What do you got for us next?
So I think I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. And one of the things I love about country music is just how the storytelling, in
Yes.
in country music. I think it's just beautiful, and I love a good, emotional gut punch of a song. I love
Yep,
sad
yep.
songs. I think it's just beautiful, and so I've always kind of wanted to write a song that made me feel like that. So when I wrote this song, I knew immediately. I was like, this is definitely the song for me that I want to put out, because it is the kind of music that I love. So when I sent it to my producer and he sent it back to me, I just cried, because he hit the nail right on the head, and he just did such an incredible job. So if any of you out there want to listen to the recorded version of this song, it's on Spotify, and you'll kind of hear what I'm talking about when, the production just is incredible. And so this song is called The Storm, and it just kind of compares like the ending of a relationship and that knowing that, okay, this is probably going to go down in flames if it ends, but it hasn't happened yet. So it's almost like that feeling that you get, the calm before the storm. You stand outside, you kind of see it's coming, but you're kind of bracing yourself. So that's what this song is about. And
Nice.
I hope everyone enjoys it.
You held your arm around me to keep me warm. We used to sleep so soundly before the storm. Hand in hand at daytime, at night we kissed. We picked wildflowers, there was some we missed. We didn't spend our money, just our time. Built up the kind of love that gold can't buy. Weather was always perfect, the sky so blue. We almost didn't notice wind blow through. If this house goes down, we can't rebuild it again. If we can't get out, it's time to lay our love to rest, I'll always want you like I did before. It just don't seem like it's been working anymore. If only we could go back to the calm before the storm. We danced around the kitchen and I kissed your neck. The bedroom's full of memories that we can't forget. Where you spoke words to me that you never meant. Flashes of pain like lightning almost struck me dead.
I was going through your songs in preparation for this, that's the one I kept listening to. And last night I told my husband, I was like, this song is like stuck in my head now. Like it's just like on repeat.
Aw,
So
thank you.
yeah, I love that song. I think like a close favorite of mine is it has gun in it. What's that song called?
Loaded Gun.
Loaded Gun.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
another close favorite. But anyway, so when I was listening to this song, I was really blown away by the quality of the entire recording. So note to everybody, if you haven't like listened to Elly Cooke's work, like go on and look at her stuff, and we'll have some links, you know, for you guys at the end of this. But yeah, talk to me about that process of finding a producer, because it sounds like you said, when you nailed this song, you were like, oh my gosh. So, and you're an independent artist too,
Yes.
correct? So yeah, talk about the process of finding a producer to produce this song, and then getting all of the dynamics to record the song, because there's a lot of like instruments and stuff going on in it as well.
There's a lot. So I waited for a while to record music. You know, I had started playing out, and everybody would say, you know, get this song recorded, because I would play all of my original songs. But I just didn't feel like timing was right, and you know, I didn't have the right
So
people
similar.
around me.
Yep.
Yeah, and so I just waited for a while. And then Drew and I have a really close friend. His name is Noah Reynolds, and he went to school at AMP in McSherrystown. And he, you know, ended up working with us on both of our first albums that we put out. And so when the time came around for The Storm, I knew, you know, from working with him before that, you know, it would go amazing with the song. And I didn't want anyone else to kind of, you know, do it with me except for him, because I knew that he would just get it.
Yeah.
But still, it definitely took, you know, like when I sent it to him, I was like, okay, like I'm going to hear what he's going to do. And, you know, and I was thinking, okay, we're going to have to go, you know, back and forth and kind of figure things out with the demo. And, you know, it was insane, because the very first demo he sent to me was like, holy crap. Like it felt like he, you know, wrote the song with me and truly like was a part of it like that.
Right,
You know
a
what
part
I
of the
mean? Like
writing
his heart
process.
was in it too, in a way that just blew me away. And I think that that's really what made it what it was, because he, you know, I kind of gave him some ideas musically. Like there's a song by Keith Urban. I can't remember the name of it, but it's on one of his older albums. But he kind of includes like rain sounds in the
Yes, I
background of the
caught
song. You know
that.
what?
Yep.
Yeah. And
Yep.
so I sent that to Noah, and I was like, okay, this is one thing that I requested. It kind of feels like a storm.
Yeah.
And he just like went nuts and just did his thing, and I was absolutely blown away. I think that that's probably one of my favorite songs that I've gotten to be a part of because of all of that.
Yeah,
you know?
it's almost like nostalgic feeling
Yeah.
too when you listen to it. And so I was like, I thought that was so cool, because it has like this like word painting like element to it, you know what I mean? Which I love with music. But okay, so Noah, then he recorded all of your
Yes.
music then, is that correct?
Everything
Okay,
except for
gotcha.
I do have one acoustic song out. It's called Strangers. I
Yeah.
recorded that with the students at AMP
Okay, nice.
for a student project like a long time ago. But
Yeah.
I have that one on there. But then everything else, Noah produced for me and
Okay,
played
that
most of the
makes sense
instruments
then,
on.
'cause, yeah, there's like a uniformity to like all the songs. So, okay, cool. That's awesome. So yeah, what else you got for us today?
All right, so I think I'm gonna sing a newer song. This is one, like I said, I really enjoy a good old sad country song.
Yeah.
And so I wrote another one.
I think if you're an
And-
artist, you just like have to like
Yeah.
sad songs, right?
Exactly, you do.
Yep.
Music is very emotional,
It
so
is.
you kind of have to tap into that. So I wrote this one a little bit more recently, and it's just about, you know, when you lose someone and you notice the space there that wasn't there before. And so this is called Empty House, and I've been playing it at my shows, but have not put it out yet. So this is probably the
Ooh.
first like recorded version of it.
Ooh, I'm
but
excited.
I hope you enjoy it. Here we go.
Today I noticed I need to fix the upstairs where the floorboard always creaks. How come I'm just now noticing? I have more time in the morning, one less coffee cup I'm pouring. It's an empty house, 'cause you're not around. It's different now since you moved out. I got voices in my head, a bigger bed, a lonely couch in this empty house. I keep the thermostat at 81 degrees, 'cause it gets colder now that you're not here with me. I put on a show when I wanna fall asleep. The funny thing is how I used to hate TV. Now I sleep longer on the weekends. I have so much extra time on my hands in this empty house, 'cause you're not around. It's different now since you moved out. I got voices in my head, a bigger bed, a lonely couch in this empty house. This house was full of me and you, but now it's full of vacant rooms. I can't rebuild, I can't buy new, 'cause I don't ever wanna lose this empty house. You're gone now, you moved out, but I feel you somehow in this empty house. 'Cause you're not around. It's different now since you moved out. I got voices in my head, a bigger bed, a lonely couch. And it's a shame that you left. You could have stayed to work it out. Now it's an empty house. It's an empty house.
So beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much.
So, I'm sorry, you said that the inspiration from that song was, I like lost it for some reason. What was the
No.
inspiration again?
Just like when you lose someone, whether that's, you know,
Okay.
a relationship or, you know, someone passes away, it can kind of be anything, you know, to
Yeah.
whoever listens. But, you know, you kind of realize that they filled a space, you know what I
Right.
mean? And
Yeah,
you don't realize that until they're gone. Like kind of like you don't know what you got till it's gone kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if you were, was that like a specific moment in time, or are you sort of like pulling from?
I kind of pulled from, you know, different
okay,
things.
I
A lot of
gotcha.
times that's what I'll do with my songs is like I'll have, you know, maybe a story from someone or maybe a personal experience or maybe
Right.
a feeling even. And it just kind of morphs its way into a song. And then I kind
Yeah.
of use my imagination. And it's funny because like, you know, I put out The Storm and I put out a music video for that. And, you know, it's very kind of a dramatic song. And a couple people were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I'm in a happy
Right.
relationship. I'm good."
Yeah.
I just love sad music.
Yeah, no,
You know?
I'm glad you mentioned that because I tend to write the same.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like I wrote a song before, like if you listen to the words, it's kind of about a divorce, actually.
Wow.
People are like, "Are you fine?" I'm like, "It's
Oh
all right."
my
I'm like,
gosh.
never been divorced. Like everything's good.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like curious and wanted to like revisit it if it was like a moment
Right.
in time or sort of like a, you know, like you said, a bunch of like
Yeah.
collective experience. And
Exactly.
sometimes it's
Yeah.
other people's experience, right?
Yeah.
Where you're just kind of like watching it unfold and then, you know,
Yeah.
you're inspired to write about it. But yeah, I think that's so cool because it also puts you at a place where you're writing in a way where you're stepping into like everyone's shared emotional
Right.
experience, and to be able to write that way without like firsthand, you know, blow by blow, like experiencing all the things, like I think is like really, really awesome, and it's a gift. So
I honestly think it
well
would
done.
be harder if you like. I think it's harder to write a song when you're actually in the midst of it.
I agree.
Because then
I
you
totally
just don't even want
agree.
to write a song. You're just so
We
like,
are so similar. This is so funny. Yeah, this is why I love talking like musician to musician, because you know, it's just fun, and seeing how other people think about things. So so with your writing process, I guess, do you like, people always ask this, and for me it's the hardest thing to answer, but like like for you, does it sort of, like when you decide to write a song, is it usually because of like, you know, a moment of like sharp inspiration and you're like, I gotta sit and write this out? Or do you sometimes have songs that you're sitting on and you don't want to finish it, but you're just like, well, I'm just like nose to the grindstone, gonna finish that? Like, does that ever happen, or is it usually like spontaneous when you start and finish a song, if that makes sense?
I would say definitely some of both. A lot of times when I start a song, it'll be a moment of spontaneous, like, okay, I just have this feeling that I have something in me that I have to get out. You know, I have to write, I have to sit down with my guitar and sing, or, you know, maybe a phrase or a word will inspire me and I'll type it in my phone. But a lot of times finishing songs, unless it's like a rare occasion, will be more like nose to the grindstone. Like I have to really kind of work this out and force myself, you know. A lot of times I'll have everything but second verse, you know, or a chorus, or, you know, and I'm like, I love everything else about the song, I have to finish it. So I think it is definitely like a little bit of both. I definitely have a lot of unfinished songs that,
same.
you know,
that
I was inspired by, and then, you know, got distracted, wrote something else. But you got to finish them, I guess.
No, that's awesome. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, that's, I think part of being human is like, you find something you're inspired by, and then like eventually you're like, oh, I gotta like sit and finish this this song. But no, that's so cool. I was gonna ask you, so is this your full-time job then, music? Or?
Pretty much.
Okay.
So what I do is I'll sing on the weekends at like, you know, music venues and bars and restaurants, and, you know, or whoever will book me. You know, Fridays, Saturdays, sometimes Sundays. And then during the weeks, I sing at a lot of nursing homes. They hire me for entertainment for the residents, which is really special. I love to get to, you know, share music with them, and
that's cool.
Sing a lot of classic songs for them, and a lot of, you know, old school country and hymns. And then I'm also a worship director at my church.
Okay, nice.
So that's my other part of the job. So I'm part-time at my church, and then the rest is the other music.
Okay, so it's
still
all
music. It's just spread out.
That is really, really neat. Wow.
Yeah. I feel very, you know,
cool.
blessed to get to, you know, do music in a lot of different aspects. It definitely gets a little crazy sometimes because I've got all these songs in my head.
Right.
You know, but it's rewarding for sure.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, do you got any more songs for us?
Of course, I do.
Sweet. Take it away.
Thank you.
What do you got next?
All right. I think I'm gonna sing a little bit more of an upbeat song. So I sent this one to my producer around the same time that I sent The Storm to him. And this one was also kind of like a chill song. And it's about when, you know, someone kind of takes the spark out of your eye, and someone, you know, kind of like you let someone take your joy away, and then you kind of take it back. You know, the end of the song, I kind of put that in there, you know? But my producer was like, it would be interesting if we like kind of flip this song. Like, yeah, it's kind of depressing, the lyrics are, but let's make it fun. And like kind of do that, like the contrast. And so we did that, and I was surprised at how the song ended up turning out and how I actually ended up really liking it. I was inspired by a lot of Ed Sheeran, and I just love how...
Shout out to Ed Sheeran. Yeah,
he's
great.
Amazing. He's so good. I love how he can write such a phenomenal song and then like turn it into like a bop. You know what I mean? Like you want to roll down the windows and dance.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yep.
And so that's kind of what we were trying to get at with this song. But this is called You Took the Blue.
I don't wanna be mad, but you make me angry. be happy. And you took the blue right from my sky. I cried 'cause you put storms in both of my eyes. I know you know better, you have your own colors. You don't need to take mine, so tell me why you took the blue out of the sky. I wanna forgive you, but my heart won't let me. You're always doing something nasty. I hate being anxious, but you stole all of my peace. Turns out that you're just no good for me. And you took the blue right from my sky. I cried 'cause you put storms in both of my eyes. I know you know better, you have your own colors. Don't need to take mine, so tell me why you took the blue out of the sky. And in my dreams I find all of the things you took from me, and I take them back one by one. And while I sleep, my colors are all coming back to me, and I wake up to the sun. I wake up to the sun.
I love that.
Thank you so much.
And I love the end too, kind of like bringing it back, because you're kind of like bringing how you're feeling now,
Yeah.
and like projecting that upbeat sound, like of how you're feeling currently,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
to the rest of it, even though like what you went through, like right, what you went through was like
Right,
crappy,
right.
you know. So I think that's really cool. I think
And
that's very creative.
I feel like part of my gospel Christian music influence kind of comes out in little moments like that, because like I said, I'd like to write about sad things. I like to write about emotional things, but I like to kind of have like a little, string of hope in my music as well,
Yes.
because I feel that that's important. So I feel like I kind of did that with that song, and I like how it turned out.
Love that. So let's talk about that, because I think we're also similar in this
Yeah.
way, where we're both Christian, right? And so I think the way that we write, as I've listened to you now, I think we're similar, where it's not like every song is like, a gospel
Right.
song, but there's like little threads of like hope and things like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, just like kind of bring me into that world. How was that something that just sort of naturally came out when you were writing, or was that sort of like a decision in time where you're like, you know what, I want to have like sort of like this foundation
Right.
throughout, where it has like threads of hope in. So
Right.
yeah, talk about
So-
that a little bit.
I started leading worship when I was kind of like a teenager. I honestly can't remember the exact
Oh, so
age.
you were a
But I
teenager.
was a lot
Wow.
younger. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I started out
That's
as,
amazing.
a volunteer. I would get scheduled to sing with the team every week. And that's kind of where I like learned how to sing harmonies and just kind of, be in front of people and lead people. And, my first kind of experience with all of that was when I was pretty young. And I honestly didn't like the music. It was, some of it was older, some of it was, upbeat. And I just kind of had like an attitude with the music. I was like, I knew why I was doing it, and I wanted to glorify God. And I feel like my
Right.
heart was in that place, but I was like being a little stubborn about the music.
Yeah.
Like I would go home and practice and be like, oh, I can't believe
Was
I
it
have
the
to do this
style,
song.
sort of?
It was kind of that.
Okay,
I think
gotcha.
also because I was also like learning guitar too, and I had to practice guitar, and
Right.
you know what I mean. So like if
Yeah.
it was in a hard key, like
You're like, this is too much work.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of had a little bit of an resistance to it at first. But after being in worship, like in that setting for a long time, I really think that it was important that I didn't like the music at first because it really showed me why I was doing it and taught me to kind of like appreciate like, okay, some of these songs, like we're actually singing the Bible, like this is scripture, this is very powerful, you know? And so I think because I didn't like the music, I kind of gained like, knowing, you know, what it was instead of just going in and be like, okay, I like this song, I want to sing it. You know what I mean? Like I actually was like, okay, I'm here to lead worship and glorify the Lord. And so I think that that's kind of naturally found its way into some of my songs just because it's a part of who I am. I honestly never sat down and said, okay, I'm going to like put this in my music. I just feel like
it's sort of an outflowing,
makes itself known. Yeah, like it comes
really
out.
neat.
I've tried to write like a generic like worship song or whatever. And I have a couple I think that I honestly need to work on, but it is easier for me to just kind of write what naturally comes out and then I think it finds its way in my music in different ways.
Yeah, I feel the same way too. Yeah. That's really, really cool. Well, cool. So let's see. You took the blue. That was one we just did. You got any more?
Yeah, I have a couple more.
What do you got? Like 3 more songs-ish?
Yeah,
something like that?
Awesome. I have one that, you know, kind of goes along the lines of what we were just talking about, but it's very new. I honestly don't think that I've ever played it for anyone. But I have like a recording on my phone of this song.
Cool.
But this song is just kind of about when, you know, you're working towards something or, you know, you have a goal or a dream in your life and you feel like you're just grinding and just trying your best and, you know, everyone else is getting what you kind of want or what you think you want or, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And you just are required to have this faith that's like a mustard seed faith, you know, like the Bible talks about. So that's what this song is about. And it's the first time I've ever played it. Yes. So I'm going to sing it here. This is called Mustard Seed.
They smell sweet and fresh. I almost choke on the aroma. Every time I take a breath, sobbing on my hands and knees, tending dirt and pulling weeds, and I have nothing to show for it. I planted the seed and I'm still looking for the green. I watered and sowed and I'm still waiting for it to grow. How do I believe you're still doing something good in me when all I have is a mustard seed? When I wake every morning, I step outside to check the ground. Oh, how I long to feel the sunlight, but the raindrops keep coming down, and my hands and feet are so wet. This muddy puddle's all that's left, and there's no way to prove there's roots. I planted the seed and I'm still looking for the green. see it go. I plant the seed, even if I never see the green. I know you're always doing something good in me, 'cause all it takes is mustard seed.
I think that might be my new favorite. Oh my
gosh.
gosh. I
Aw.
love that. It I like your chords that you used. I think
made
I
them up.
like them because I was looking at your chords that you, what am I trying to say? Your chord hand, whatever. That's not the
Yeah.
right term, but you know what I'm talking about. And
got you.
I was like, that reminds me of like a song that I wrote too, and it has that same type of like yearning
Mm-hmm.
of like something better, but like you're not seeing the end
Right.
result yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, well done. I love that. And
Thank you.
Yeah, I love any song that has like that restless,
Yeah.
that tension,
Yeah.
because I think that's like so much of the human experience is just like this
Right.
kind of tension that you walk sometime. So
Yeah. That's cool that you
awesome.
said that too, because I feel like the song feels like that, like lyrically, and so that's
Yes,
cool. Because I honestly
yeah.
am still working out a few things with the song, like chording wise.
Oh,
and,
really?
like
Yeah.
I'm still
Like little
I feel like
tweaks and
it's
stuff.
set in, but yeah.
Yeah.
First time singing it, there's always a couple adjustments, but I like that you said that because I think that's a good point. I think the music feels like the lyrics feel, and I think that that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, I love that. I
Thank
love
you.
that with music. So yeah, very well done. Well, I want to switch gears just a little bit. I know that you just got married,
Yeah.
so congratulations.
Thank you.
And you also, he's a musician as well, right?
Yes.
And you guys have been playing music for
A long time.
Yeah.
Maybe like 6 or 7 years.
Wow,
For a while.
that's awesome.
And it kind of happened as an accident. So I would do a lot of talent shows. I'd also do open mics and, just try to get my foot in the door with, different areas with, booking gigs and, performing and everything. So I met him at an open mic. And then my brother would play a lot of shows with me. And for some reason, he couldn't make it to one of my shows. He couldn't play with me. This was a while ago. And so I called Tyler up. I was like, hey, can you play the show with me? He plays all sorts of instruments. But I think he played keys with me that night. It was at a show in Gettysburg. And so we had to practice together. And after that, I was like, we were just friends. But I was like, honestly, I kind of want to play with him instead of Drew. And so
that's
not
cool.
instead of
Yeah.
Drew, but
Right,
we were
right.
kind of like also Drew and I were kind of at a point in our, sibling relationship where he needed to go and do his own thing.
Spread his wings.
Instead of me bossing him around. Yeah. So it was a
Sure.
perfect transition time.
Right.
So, because now he actually, does his own shows and stuff. But yeah, so it was an accident. Tyler and I played a show together, and then ever since then, we've just been playing music together. And eventually, somewhere in there, we both realized, hey, this is more than a friendship. And then we started dating.
so cool.
And now we're married, which is crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, congrats again. That's so cool. So, was that? I'm always curious, like, cause so I just got married as well, right? But
Congratulations.
Thank you. But he's not a musician, so I'm always like
Okay.
curious with
Interesting.
musician dynamics. I mean, he plays like ukulele. He's actually got a pretty good voice, so
Oh,
I might like
wow.
rope him into something
I think you
at some
can.
point. Yeah. But I'm so curious. So with you being artists, like, was it a pretty natural transition? It kind of sounds like it was. Or were there like moments where, your like artistic ideas were sort of clashing throughout? Because I would
Yeah.
assume that there's probably, I mean, maybe not, like moments of that when you're working like that closely alongside with someone who's also in the artistic space.
Yeah, that's a really good question. We're definitely both really passionate musicians, so obviously there's definitely moments of that.
Yeah.
But I would say when it comes to like actually playing the shows, and a lot of times like we just kind of show up,
It's cohesive,
play, and
and it
and
works
it's all
out.
right. But
Yeah, nice.
there's probably moments of when we practice and trying to work things out, but we have been playing together ever since that first show. So we do kind of have like a system of like what songs we'll do, and occasionally we'll add in a couple new songs, but we do a lot of shows together. But then I'll also do some solo shows, and then I'll also do some with Drew every once in a while, or like a trio where it's like Drew, Tyler, and
Right.
me. So I think keeping
Which
it
is very
different.
good, by the way. I've seen that, and it's like amazing.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I think we're
So,
working up something for later this year. But I think to answer your question, I think that it helps those moments for us to not be playing every single show together, just because we do
Gotcha.
everything. You know what I mean?
Right,
And
yeah,
he
yeah,
also
yeah.
like has like a full-time job, so it's like it's nice to
Right.
kind of separate some things, you know,
Sure,
and give
yeah.
him some time off because he works really hard during the week, and you know. So I do some
Yeah.
solo stuff and some duo. And
Yeah.
we have fun doing
That's
like
cool.
all different.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, cool. I'm trying to think. I had like a little list of some things, but I love this. It's been very like seamless. So this has been
It's
super fun.
Yeah.
So I think you got like 2 more songs
that's
for
perfect.
us. So yeah, let's hear another one.
All right. I think I'm gonna play another new song. This is one that I have been playing at my shows, but I haven't put it out yet on Spotify. But this one, I was inspired to write this one by. There's a saying, I'm probably gonna butcher it, but it's like, don't let that be the hill we die on. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. So I just was inspired to write a song kind of around that concept, and just kind of playing on the fact of like you're leading somebody on and you're going to make that hill that you're going to die on really
Right,
steep.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So that's kind of what this song is about. It's called The Hill. And I might put it out someday. I don't know, but hope you like it.
The hill that we die on is gonna be steep. You make it harder and harder to leave. I know that you ain't the one for me, but that don't stop my climbing feet. I've been feeding you lies, I've been wasting your time, getting your hopes up, calling this love. I'm just kicking gravel on this uphill battle I've never won. The road where we crash is gonna feel long. We're going the speed, so what could go wrong? Inevitably one day we'll be gone, but that don't stop me from turning the car on. I've been feeding you lies, I've been wasting your time, getting your hopes up, calling this love. I'm just kicking gravel on this uphill battle I've never won. It's not that I don't think you're good enough, it's all my fault. I threw the matches in the gasoline and it all blew up. I set down my gun and I got both hands up. The water where we drown is gonna get cold. You keep blowing air in our lifeboat. I know one day that it won't flow, so let's pretend that we don't know. I've been feeding you lies, I've been wasting your time, getting your hopes up, calling this love. I'm just kicking gravel on this uphill battle I've never won. The hill that we die on is gonna be steep. You make it harder and harder to leave.
has like a very southern, like rock blues sort of feel to it. Is that the right terms? I think that's the right term. So
It works.
yeah, I dig it. It's really cool.
I had written that song and I didn't have a chorus, and I have a vocal teacher that I work with occasionally, and I had sent her that
nice.
song, and she was like, you know, work on like putting a chorus, like add a chorus, because I had kind of like written it as like a poem kind of like song, you know?
Yeah.
And I ended up writing the chorus, and I was like, oh, you were right. Like, this is way better with the
That's
hook in there.
awesome.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
So that was an interesting way of writing for me, because I really went back and actually made myself revise it and make it what
Which
it
is hard to
is.
do
Which normally,
sometimes,
yeah,
right?
I don't
Yeah.
think I really do that often enough, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. So she kind of gave you like a nudge in the right
Yeah.
direction with that.
yeah, that was cool.
So I was actually curious about that. I'm glad you brought that up about like vocal training and stuff like that. Is that something, like, has she kind of been with you throughout the years, or like, I guess, like, how does that work?
So I honestly, like, because of the way I learned guitar, I just never had any music lessons for anything. I just
Gotcha.
would sing.
So you never took
and
guitar lessons?
No.
Oh,
I never
wow.
did.
Okay.
My uncle, who is a pastor, and he did a lot of worship leading, he showed me some stuff on guitar. So, but it was
Right.
never like official.
Not a formal,
lessons.
like, yeah.
No. So I decided a couple years ago, you know, I need to like get some actual vocal training, you know, because I want to make sure I take care of my voice, and
Right, especially
with all
with
the
all the shows
shows
you're doing.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
singing. So I have a couple artists that I follow on Instagram, and I looked up like who their vocal coach was, and I just kind of looked into a bunch of different people and ended up landing on the one that I kind of stick with. Her name's Sharon, and she's the best. She does like
Is this
on
all
Zoom.
virtual?
Yeah,
Sorry
it's
to
all
cut in.
virtual.
Okay,
Yeah, it's on
nice.
Zoom, and so it's cool. I was like also curious, like, how is this gonna work,
Right,
like on
right.
Zoom? But it's been great because I'm able to like record the lessons,
Mm-hmm.
and then rewatch them. So if it's a vocal warm up that she's showing me, I can kind of go back and do it with her, you know, because I'm able to
Nice.
have screen recordings of all the lessons. So it's definitely cool. I try to do it, you know, a couple times a year. I don't do it like super often, but I definitely try to like invest in my
That's really
voice,
cool.
you know,
Yeah.
because I want to take care of my voice.
Right, yeah, you don't want to like
sure.
blow out your vocals.
Yeah,
and-
you know how it is.
Oh yeah, yeah. I took like lessons when I was younger, just for a little bit, and it wasn't very long, but I think it was enough to
Yeah.
sort of get me some technique down. So
Yeah, because you just kind of want to know like how to take care
You're like,
of your voice. And,
you just don't want to ruin your voice,
Yeah.
right? You're just like, I don't want to keep doing this and then just like not be able to do this for much longer.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's cool. I might have to try the virtual thing. I never even thought about that.
it's fun.
Yeah. Very cool. Okay, I'm trying to think if I had another question. Aspirations for the future. So is this something you just like want to keep doing? Like as long as you possibly can? Do you want to like get onto a record label at some point, or what's your plans for the future?
So I definitely am so passionate about, you know, music and songwriting and recording. So for sure, like I just want to, you know, be able to do music for as long as I can, and
I
like,
figured, yeah.
you know, just record. Hopefully, get on, you know, record some more stuff. Recently, I like being independent. It's fun because you know you kind of can
Pick your own
have more
lane and
say.
stuff, yeah.
And you know, when you have people around you that kind of know the best for you and kind of have that same idea, I think that that's really important. So kind of like
Right.
sticking with those people and maybe finding more people
Right.
like that,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
to build it a little bit would be great. But yeah, for now I'm just kind of like hanging out and singing wherever I can, and you know, writing more. Now that things are settling down, you know, after I got married, and you know, we planned all that pretty fast, so it's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Things are settling down a little bit, and I can, you know, take some time to really like work on songwriting more and hopefully record. I did kind of dive into the recording world just a little bit with the last song I'm gonna play. The last song I'm gonna play today.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. So I actually worked with my producer in like a new way. He sent me the track for this song, and then I sent him the vocals. So he talked me through kind of recording the vocals. So I am really like curious. I kind of want to dive into the recording world a little bit more.
I think that's really
Yeah.
just, like super commendable.
I definitely need
Yeah.
help, like, and I have people that will help me, but I think that that's one of my, goals of mine is
Right.
to kind of work a little bit more on that side of things. Maybe do like an acoustic album or something. I don't know, but definitely like explore all of that.
Yeah,
For sure.
I've been kind of curious in that world. I don't like it. Like I've never been good on that.
It can be
side of
stressful,
things.
yeah.
It's like yeah, it's like stressful for me. But
Yeah.
I think it's really cool that you're kind of leaning into that though, because I think like when you're creating something and you have an idea at
Right.
the moment, you don't want to like wait
Exactly.
to see your producer, right?
Yeah.
It's like I need like something now to sort of get like
Yeah.
a basic grid of how this should
Yeah, like
look.
you want the tools to be able to kind of bring it to life.
Yeah, so that's really cool. Well, good for you. Well, I think Elly's got one more song for us. Is
Yes,
that
I
correct?
do.
All right, let's hear it.
This one's out everywhere. It's not unreleased. And this is a fun one. This is called Quit Calling. I wrote this one. I was watching the show Gilmore Girls.
Nice.
Yeah, and there was a scene in that show that just inspired this song. I wrote it kind of as a joke. I was about to hang out with one of my friends, so I like hurried up and wrote the song as fast as I could. And I honestly, like, I sent my producer a bunch of songs at once, and I kind of sent this one just, I didn't think he was gonna, go for it, but he actually was like, this is a great idea. We should record this. And so we ended up collaborating, actually writing this together, Noah and I. So this is, I think one of my only songs that's a co-write that I have out. So I wrote this one with Noah Reynolds, and we had a blast working on this one. It was so much fun.
Nice.
This is called Quit Callin'.
You always come around when you know I'm doing fine. It's like you try to wreck my life. I never could hold back when you look at me like that, but I'm all out of
Thank you.
Amazing. Well, Elly, thank you so much for like coming on today and just telling us your whole story and playing all your songs. Where can people find you?
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a blast getting to talk with you and chat with you. People can find me at my website. I have a website. It's ellykookemusic.com. I have all my shows on there, links to my music and, you know, a bio, things like that. I also am I try to stay very active on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and it's all just Elly Cooke Music.
Awesome. And on your like Instagram, I think you do a lot of like live sessions, right?
I try
like
to,
yes,
yeah.
It's awesome, yeah. So follow her on all of those sites. And yeah, thank you all for watching and have a great day. Thanks.